All right, 21 day fix leg day. Um, Most people hate this day. Um, the reason why, a lot of people don't work their legs, but they think they work their legs. Um, so if you say, "Oh, I'm on my feet all day and I use my legs all day," sorry to curse, but that don't mean shit. Okay. So people get into that false sense of security, thinking because they're on their legs, on their feet, that they have strong legs. That is the furthest thing from the truth. Even if I look in the gym, it disgusts me to see the people that work their chest so much and have these skinny legs. So legs is all about form, and making sure you don't hurt yourself. So I'm going to walk through this. So on leg day, there's 4 rounds. Each round has 2 exercises each. When I do this walkthrough, I'm gonna do all of them with a light weight. I'm gonna show you the unmodified version, what it looked like when I started, and what it looks like now. Now I'm not gonna change my weight to heavier because I really wanna drive home the importance of form on these exercises, because if you don't use correct form, you're looking to blow out your knee. Not saying that to scare you, but I just want to stress this enough, not to push yourself too far in the legs. It's a process. Remember, form and consistency will trump how much you're lifting. So just believe that. I'm telling you that. I don't know if you guys have ever seen my legs on the internet, but my legs are pretty impressive. And I really don't lift that heavy. It's just all about form and consistency. Okay, so the first 2 moves are the side lunge, back lunge, and then the squat knee raise. Use your form, please. So a couple of keys. I'm always going to use the light weights just to show you form. So on the side back lunge, what you do is shoulder width apart. What you do is you go down, she says frame your knee, so you go like this. Make sure your chest straight, your core tight. You may not be able to do your core as much, but just almost over exaggerate looking up, so you don't, if you look down, you may have a tendency to go forward. So sort of intentionally try to look up to keep you upright, and that'll save you from pulling anything. You may, when you go in, you may only be this. As you progress, then you go lower. Same thing. When you go down, you breathe in. When you come up, you breathe out. So you go down, and then you come up, and then you could go lower. So you come up. So I'm going to go down like this, and then, and then you go down in a back lunge like this. So things to concentrate when you do the back lunge. You want to do it so your knee doesn't trace over your toe. If your knee traces over your toe, you're looking to blow out your knee. So go as low as you can while keeping your knee no more than 90 degrees. So when I go back, I go like this, and look how I'm looking up. I'm going down. You may not be able to do the form, go as low, but just do what you can. Now that I've done this, I could actually go to a side lunge into a back lunge. So now I could go like this. Without even planning my leg. I couldn't do that. Nowhere close to that, but that's what you do with consistency. Work on the breathing. Don't overextend your knee. A couple of keys, look up, and you'll be all right. All right, so the next move, the first move in round 2 is going to be the curtsy lunge. This may be one of the more difficult for people to do. Just take your leg as far back as you can. Don't try to overextend yourself. Keep your core tight. Exaggerate, look up, so you're looking up and you're not dropping forward, else you're going to tumble. So I'm going to go through it right now. So you hold it up. Okay. You go back. You may only, when I started, I think I could only do this. And then I would go like that. I think that was about as much as I could do. So yeah, I really wasn't going that far, but that's what I felt comfortable with. I didn't want to push myself. I wanted to work on the form and the breathing. Sometimes you just have to do that, and you'll get comfortable. As you get more flexibility in your hips, you'll be able to do it a lot better. So as I do the curtsy lunge now, I can go all the way back and almost touch my knee to the ground. Okay, the next move is the calf raise. Calf raise, pretty easy, relatively speaking. I mean, easy for, well, it was even easy for me when I started. So I think it's going to be relatively easy for most people. I don't want to spend too much time talking about it. Same thing. Core tight, knee at the bend, and you just lift up and down. You want to try to stay on your balls of your feet, you know, as you go up, and then you lift up, lift down. You may only, when you start, be able to go a little bit, but just go as far as you can and try not to go more than you're comfortable with, because you don't want to pull your calves, because calf pulls can be nasty. So I just go all the way up, I hold a little, then I go down. Most can do a little heavier weight. I mean, this is, what is this, 10 pounds right here. I could easily do this with like 75, 80 pounds in each hand now, pretty easily. But just try not to pull your calf, keep your body straight, nice knee, bend to the knees, even when you're doing the calf raise. Okay, in round 3, it's going to be a split squat to the sumo squat. So I'm just going to show you the 2 ways of doing it. I think I've belabored the point of your core and looking up, so I'm just going to get into it. One thing to point out when you're doing the split squat, do what's comfortable. Like, you may only be able to do this. I think that's about all I could do. As you progress, then you step your knee back as you get more comfortable, and then you do that, and then you go lower as you get more comfortable. But literally, when I first started, I was probably this position, not using too heavy, and I was literally just almost doing a pulse, probably not even this speed. Now with my legs, I mean, it's even hard for me to try to do it slow, because I'm used to a little faster movements, but I'm going to try to mimic it as much as possible. But then as you progress and unmodified, then you step your leg back. Same thing, you don't want to track your knee over your toe. So you go down, and so I try not to track my knee. And you may not be able to get your knee all the way down. It's natural with the move. Go as low as you can, what you feel comfortable. Another thing when you're doing it, I know you can't see my feet, but what I try to do when I'm in the squat, I'm purposely trying to spread my toes in my shoe to give me better balance. So that's a little tip you can do. So try, like, even when you're sitting, try on spreading your toes to give you a little better balance when you're doing it. The next move is the split squat, the sumo squat. So with this one, you sort of have your legs pointed out. The modifier, you sort of basically hold, with these I just hold them on my knee, and you basically You want your knees to be following your toes. If your knee is turning a different direction than your toe, stop doing it. Okay, really focus on turning your knee in the same direction of your toe. And then when you go down, I think when I first started, I could only do this, literally like this. And then as you progress, you go a little wider, track your legs out, and then you go further. Pull up my shorts so I have a better range of motion so I can show you. But yeah, so you hold it here, and then you go down. The unmodifier, the one where you're not doing it modified, same thing. You hold it up, go down. So the key is you want to challenge yourself even further in 21 Day Fix. You may not be able to go as low, so you go lower, you track out a little more, and you'll get better with the sumo squat. Okay, the last round is a couple of thigh and quad exercises that also work your core. You're going to do those two moves, and then afterwards there's going to be a bonus round. I think this is the first one where she has a bonus round. Remember, bonus rounds are not optional. You just do it the best that you can. So the first one that she does is the thigh leg lift and then the quad raise. So I'm just going to show how you do it. I'm going to just pause it. That way you can hear me explaining it a little better. But on this one, when you're down on the mat, when you're the modifier, just take my watch off. When you're doing the modifier, you sort of want to go like this, and then you literally just lift your leg up like this. You hold your leg up like this, and you just lift your leg up. That's all you do on the modifier. Now, if you're not modifying, you hold your arm up, and then you're coming up like this, like that. Notice how when I breathe, I get more flexibility, and I'm able to pull my leg up better. So that's what it's going to look like when you're not modifying. So on the next one is the quad raise. So on the quad raise, there really isn't a modifier. You just don't lift your leg up as much, and sometimes you may have to put your leg down. And so literally what you do on the quad raise, you should lift up and you go down to the side. And so when you're doing the modifier, you may have to rest your leg. That's quite all right. Try to brace your core as well. That will give you a little bit more control. So you may have to go like this, and then like rest your leg. Like, you may have to do that. And if you have to do that, that's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Just try to move the whole time. And then when you're not modifying, you just go up like this. So see, breathing helps a lot. Now the bonus round is the fire hydrant. I know it looks funny. If you have kids, they're gonna laugh. But the fire hydrant, you know, just try to brace your core when you're in the plank. On your knees, lift your leg up, and then push out. You may not be able to push out as much, and try not to push your leg out too far that you lock your knee. So literally, first try to brace. So you want to keep your arms right under your shoulders for better balance. If you're back like this, you know, you're going to be a little off balance. This will give your a firmer base. So literally with this one, you lift your leg up and you push out. You may only be able to do this, and this is sort of what I had to do. I sort of cheated a little and sort of bowed in a little, just because I felt a little safer. So I sort of turned my arm like this just to give me a little bit more support. And I literally could only do this. But as you work on your plank and your core, you're going to feel more confident. Now I can just do this. I could probably do this for several minutes without getting tired now. But that's the walkthrough on lower fix. Hopefully this has been helpful. Just keep it up. It's a process. Rome wasn't built in a day. I know that sounds cheesy to say, but it's so true. But remember, I'm going to keep telling this to you every time. Consistency, consistency, consistency. If you show up every day and you do it every day and you don't make excuses, people are busy. Okay, everyone's busy. So saying I'm busy is, a really bad excuse because everyone's busy. But it's just a matter, you got to have a strong why and a strong will for why you want to do these things. And that's going to keep you pushing. So that's how I've been able to show up every day for 7+ months while missing only 3 workouts in 7+ months. And those days I was legitimately sick on those 3 days. But yeah, just consistency. Remember, consistency in form trumps how much weight you lift and how fast you go. So just concentrate on those things when you're walking through and doing the legs, especially the legs, because that's going to be your foundation for everything else. And if you can master the legs and have powerful legs, it's going to translate into all the other moves that you're going to do, upper body, lower body, mid. It's going to give you a good base of support. So if you have any questions, make sure to reach out to us or Doug, who both runs this group, and we'll walk you through and help you any way we can.